Hope you guys are doing fine. It's another one of these editions with It Is What It Is with your favorite professor. Got me. Yours truly. Now, check out this shirt. This is our Savat shirt. I'm going to put a link on the bottom here. And you can get this as Buitron Academy certified. Now, yesterday in training and on Sunday, the same question popped up this past week. Equipment. Okay. Well, boys and girls, you're going to need boxing gloves for Savat. Okay. And you're going to need Savat shoes. This is a Savat shoe. Okay. Now, if you live in the United States and you do not live in France, it's going to be very hard to get a Savat shoe. Savat shoes run you here in the States to get them across over here. It's going to run you about $325 plus taxes. So understand that. So a Savat shoe is probably between euros to, you can get some at 150 by the time shipping and everything else. It's been 200. So between 200, 375 more likely. That's what you're going to be paying for a pair of Savat shoes. Now, a little bit of history. In the beginning years that we had Savat, boxing gloves, you couldn't find them. Okay? The only thing you can find was the Everlast, which I call them Neverlast. Do not buy the red box that they sell at Walmart and the Academy. After a couple of strikes, those things fall apart. Now, Century makes some good boxing gloves. After certain years, after 90, I would say 94, 95, 96, everybody started making boxing gloves because box aerobics became a thing. Okay? And now, with MMA and with kickboxing and Muay Thai picking up and Savat's kind of trailing. It's always been trailing behind because it's a rarity art. Boxing gloves are more prevalent. At one time, a pair of boxing gloves in ringside, you had to buy a pair. That means 4 gloves, okay? I have one and you have one. That was called a pair. They ran about 150, 175, okay? What I used to do when I had my club in Dallas, I used to get my cousins to go across and buy Cleto Reyes, which to me are one of the best gloves there is. When we moved down in 2000, we used to have a company that used to make the same gloves, the mother company for a lot of the competition gloves that Ringside and USA Boxing used. It's called Amber Sports. They're no longer around. But they used to make the old Savat glove for competition. So when you do competition of Savat books and says, there's specific gloves that have to be sponsored for that. Now, if you're just going to train, get yourself some Century gloves, man. They're about $35. Shoes, wrestling shoes are fine. Get yourself some Converse high tops. They're the best. That's what I use, okay? That's what I used to teach. Why spend that money? I'm very frugal with that. I don't want my students spending that much. Now, if you want some, we can get some. It's easy to get. Now, Cleto Reyes are the best gloves. Here they used to have something called Cepol, which was Lopez backwards. And that equipment was great, top notch. Okay, I don't think they're around anymore. But here's where we go. Hygiene. Okay, they said gloves smell. Of course they smell, especially if you do not put them in the sun. I repeat, place a glove in the sun. Finish working out, open them up, put them in the sun, put them outside for them to air dry. We had some students that put talc powder inside. Dr. Scholl's baby powder. Guess what happens with that? It builds a yeast, builds an infection, fungus, and all of a sudden now you got warts. There's no connection, but guess what? Everybody that's done that all of a sudden ends up with warts. So stay away from placing talc powder inside your gloves. You just ruined them. Do not wash them, okay? Do not spray Lysol. Again, you're placing them in your hand with sweaty gloves. If your gloves over stink, 2 choices. Throw them away or save them. So when you go to a fight one day or see somebody that you want, Have them sign them and hang them up in the corner of your room, your office. Now you can spray Lysol inside it, okay? All right. Another good thing, you know those little balls that they sell? Dr. Scholl's has little plastic balls you throw inside your shoes. Guess what? Throw them inside your gloves. Those are good. Throw them inside your shoes as well. Listen, folks. In the martial arts, hygiene is number one. Number two is having good equipment. So thumbs up for hygiene, thumbs up for good equipment. So now, the worst thing you can do is going into a school and it smells like feet. How many of you have you done that? You know, you go into a martial arts school, it's been there for a long time, it smells like feet. Open the doors, man. A lot of people in today's world want the air condition, want everything at 70 degrees. They want to work out, look good in the mirror. They come in here smelling all night. Listen, you're coming in here to work out, to learn how to fight. Open the doors, get the fans on, get the air circulating. People say, oh, it's because you're old school. No, this is the first school of Savant here in the States, okay? Old school is something that we trained in. We lived it, all right? Now, hopefully this touched you. Hopefully you can make some sense out of it. If you want to train in Savant, you're going to need a good pair of gloves. You're going to need some shoes. Can't find Savant shoes, find wrestling shoes. Can't find wrestling shoes. Boxing shoes won't, because you're kicking each other. I'm going to show you the Savant shoe again. It's rounded edges. See? The bottom, it barely has any grip to it. It has a small thread. Okay? But in competition for the ring, this is probably just a workout Savant shoe. That's what it is. It's an SDI. Okay? But if it's for the ring, this does not have any thread whatsoever. Now, wrestling shoes have a thread. Okay? To grab onto vinyl. Now, when you're kicking and you're kicking to the legs and you kick with something that grabs onto your floor, I have a lot of guys that come in here and, oh, I'm wearing Savant shoes and wear basketball court shoes. Well, guess what? Your ankle's going to stay there. You're not supposed to move in basketball. It sticks to the ground. That's what it's for. So when you kick somebody to the leg, all of a sudden now you have an accident. Okay? So understand that. Those are just the realities of the game. Now, I'll leave you with this. You all stay calm, stay in peace, and God bless you guys.